Everybody ready? All right. So earlier today, one of our officers were monitoring traffic on the bypass on the west end there near Sonic, and running LiDAR radar monitoring traffic. The officer noticed a red vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed, in which we determined here is reckless driving. The officer then took off after the vehicle, which was traveling out of town towards the airport or towards Fort Lawn area. Just outside the city limits, he was able to catch up with the vehicle, and once the officer caught up with the vehicle, then realized that it was a vehicle that they attempted to stop last week, and pursued that vehicle last week as well. This morning the vehicle came off the bypass onto Riverside Road. The officer, where he stopped, the officer got out with the vehicle. The vehicle attempted to strike the officer. The officer in turn drew a service weapon and jumped out the same way, jumped out of the vehicle's way, and the vehicle then sped off out Riverside Road towards Highway 5 area, and then made a right on University Drive. Once he made a right on University Drive, the front tire on the vehicle had already came off on Riverside Road itself. The vehicle then was probably doing about 60 miles an hour up Riverside Road, University Drive, and then when they got into the 2700 block, went into a private driveway, made a loop in the yard, and in the same time as doing that, jumped from the vehicle as it was still rolling, and then he crossed over, back over University Drive, back into the woods again, and the vehicle was still in motion. The officer was able to jump out and gave chase, but again, the suspect did have a little bit of headway as far as outrunning the officer. Once that happened, the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office, our other officers here inside the city limits, went to set up a perimeter. Once we got the scene situated and under control with the perimeter, I was notified. I responded. While en route, I went ahead and notified our SLED crime scene, our SLED investigators, who always come out for officer-involved shootings. They responded with a helicopter, their tracking team, their crime scene unit, and their investigators as well. And at this time, we are currently looking for the suspect. Again, they're still actively searching for the suspect on out University Drive here, just outside the city limits here. We do have a person of interest, but at this time we're not going to release that. And at this time the investigation is actually turned over to SLED, so I'm not going to be able to answer any questions. You'll have to go through SLED for those questions, because it is still a current investigation.